This video will focus on humanity within the novela, The Heart of Darkness. Before we dive into that, let's take a quick look at the premise of the novela. Starting with the characters, there are two key people within the novela, being Charles Marlowe and Kurtz. The main protagonist, Charles Marlowe, recalls a time when he was a captain of a ship and made his way through the Congo in Africa on a steamer to meet a man named Kurtz. Now back to humanity. So what is humanity? Well, when we think of humanity, you might think of compassion, such as having sympathy for someone who's going through rough times. Kindness, such as being willing to share your chocolate bar with someone else. And tolerance of other people's opinions.
Early on in the book, there is a big focus on the impact ivory has in Africa. It causes the Europeans to go power-hungry in search of it. Marlowe mentions how the indigenous people were being used as slave labor and the conditions which they worked in. This is an example of a lost humanity because when we think of slavery, it has a very negative connotation, being considered inhumane. Next is when Marlowe actually meets Kurtz. He is described as an intelligent, profound, and civilized person. Although when he finally meets Kurtz, he is described as being the exact opposite of how Marlowe depicts him earlier in the novella. When Marlowe finally meets Kurtz, it is described that Kurtz has lost his humanity in claiming to the indigenous people that he is a god. Marlowe earlier described Kurtz as a journalist, artist, and musician. Although Kurtz is further shown as having lost his humanity when he decorates using people's heads on spikes.
Then later on in the novella, Kurtz, sick with illness, and Marlowe travel back up the Congo to London. Kurtz doesn't make it to the end of the trip as he passes away on the steamboat. Although before he passes, he shouts, "The horror! The horror!" After he has passed away, Kurtz's fiancée goes to talk to Marlowe about his death. Marlowe lies to her, claiming his last words were his fiancée's name and not the horror. The horror. In doing this, Marlowe preserves the idea that Kurtz is the civilized man he is known for.
Kurt's last words let us as readers know that he had come through to realize he has lived a wrongful life and regrets the life he lived in Africa. Finally, by the end of the book, Marlowe makes the remark of London being a dark place, and this is due to the Europeans' loss of humanity when traveling to Africa, an uncivilized area with no one to enforce any form of law, which goes to say civilized people aren't so separated from their animalistic side.
Thank you for your time, and we hope you enjoyed the video. This has been Humanity with the Heart of Darkness, with yours truly, Harambe.